there, Michael Jackson had an absolute, total, and thorough inability to sleep.
I'm here to get justice for Michael Jackson.
Your Honor, I am an innocent man.
He was not an anesthesiologist. He was not board certified in cardiology. Conrad Murray was not board certified in any medical specialty. Michael Jackson's death was a homicide.
I don't remember ever using one. Would one of the security staff know the answer to that question? You don't know whether the landlines are working?
That's not the answer.
That assumes that there were any landlines, so the objection sustained is assumed facts, not in evidence.
What was the protocol that was established in case of emergency? What if one of the kids got sick, for instance? What's the protocol?
If I was there, they would call me and we would call Dr. Murray or whoever Mr. Jackson would like to be called. And if I wasn't there, security would be notified, and they all had Dr. Murray's number, and they would call Dr. Murray or whoever is instructed, 911, whoever they're instructed to call.
So what if one of the children needed to go to the hospital?
Then the security guards knew the route to the nearest hospitals. If they need to go, security was trained on exactly the fastest route to get there.
If an ambulance came to the gate and you did not know about the emergency, what would be the protocol?
If the ambulance came to the gate, and repeat the question, please.
If you did not know that there was an emergency going on and an ambulance just randomly came to the gate, what would be the protocol for that?
Security will open the gate, go outside, and find out what the situation is.
All right. And then the ambulance driver says, well, we got a phone call. What would they do then? What would be the protocol?
Someone will go check to see if that's accurate.
Security would go inside.
Security will call me or they will call appropriate party.
Now, when we talk about the request, when Dr. Murray called you, he requested that security come up and aid him. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you realized it was
incorrect that he said send someone upstairs, and he didn't use the word security. He said get someone upstairs.
Well, what did you think he meant by that?
To get someone upstairs.
You didn't think he meant security?
Well, that's what I called. I called security, but he didn't say get security upstairs.
Well, you called Fahim Muhammad, right? He's security.
Correct.
You called Alberto Alvarez.
Correct.
He's security.
Correct.
You called Derek.
Correct.
He's security.
Correct.
Did you call anyone who wasn't security?
Well, your question was, what did he ask me?
Did you call anyone who wasn't security?
No, sir. I called security.
And I'm going to reach over here. Okay. In this picture, we see over here to the right side, this is Exhibit 6, People's Exhibit 6, which you've already identified, right?
Yes, sir.
This is an aerial photo of the Carrollwood residence.
Yes, sir.
Right? And we see in this picture on the right-hand side, over where we see sort of the castle-like, to the right side of the house, we see a white shed. Is that right?
May I use this?
Sure you can. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yes, sir. The treasure right here? Or this right here?
Okay. And would you point
Let me be clear about here. That was actually a question. I'm sorry. Which place are you talking about? You pointed to the lower left-hand portion of the visible property? Pointed right here. All right. And then somewhere a little bit above it, right? Yes. I'm asking which one.
Right. Where's the security shed?
Security shed. Oh, thank you. It's right here.
Okay. And where's the kitchen door in relation to security?
The kitchen door is right here.
About 10, 15 feet away?
I don't want to guess wrong, but it's not far at all. It's right there.
And where's the front door?
Front door is right here.
Now, normally, the security staff is allowed to go through the kitchen and the restroom. Is that right?
Correct.
And that's the normal entryway for the security staff.
Not at all times. If we have an assignment, usually when they come inside, it's because Mr. Jackson's asking for help we would always go to the front door.
Well, I didn't ask at all times. I asked, is that the normal route for security staff?
For restrooms. Yes, sir.
For restrooms.
Yes, sir.
And when you bring them home from rehearsals, you'll go through the front door and bring his stuff in. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. When we're talking about security, getting somebody from security, we're talking about people that often are right there in that security shed. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Unless they're doing a perimeter check.
Essentially, they're right outside the door.
Yes, sir.
One of the statements that you made, actually about 4 times, is that when Dr. Murray called you and left a phone message, he did not say, call 911.
Okay.
We listened to the message. He didn't say
Well,
that, right?
The live stream apparently is
It
not
is
on.
that.
Channel
Call
7 News
911.
has not came back to their cameras
you
to
have
turn
done
it back on.
If you had told me to call 911, I would have called 911 and tell them to report. If you said to call 911, have a report to the house, I would have done just that and got clarity afterwards.
So you would have gotten a voicemail from Dr. Murray that would have said, call 911, and you wouldn't have called him back?
I would have called him back, but I would have called 911. I wouldn't think he was joking. I would have taken it serious.
Would you have called him back first?
I would have called 911. If he said, left a message and said, Michael, call 911, have him come to the house immediately, I would have done just that and then called him back.
So you would have done that if you'd left a message?
Yes, sir.
Right? You wouldn't have tried to involve yourself into what was happening first. You would not call and try to figure out what was happening first.
Dr. Murray, as Mr. Jackson's doctor, if he called me and told me to call 911 and have him come to the house, I would have done just
Well,
that.
the question wasn't whether he would call you to tell you that. The question is whether you received a voicemail message telling you to do that.
That's an argument. That was not a question. The
So-
objection is sustained. Re-ask the question, please.
The question is whether you would have done that based solely on a voicemail message from Dr. Murray.
I would have took that serious, yes, sir.
All right, and you would have done that.
Yes, sir.
All right. So when you called Dr. Murray back, you actually spent some time talking to him, trying to figure out what was happening.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's the answer. Yes, okay. Yes, sir.
Because you wanted to know what was happening, right?
Yes, sir.
This was an unusual occurrence, right?
Mr. Jackson called for Dr. Murray before.
Well, was it an unusual occurrence for Dr. Murray to call you and say, we need security right away, we need help? Was that not unusual?
I will repeat, he didn't ask for security. He asked for someone.
Was it a usual occurrence for Dr. Murray to call you and leave a voicemail like that to tell you that Mr. Jackson needed help right away? Was that unusual?
That wasn't unusual, but getting a call that day about having a bad reaction, that was the first time it ever happened.
Well-
However, I have received a call before from Dr. Murray if Mr. Jackson was hurt doing something or he needs medicine. That was normal. So that call, okay.
So the only thing that was unusual about Dr. Murray's phone call to you was that he said that he had a bad reaction?
He said he had a bad reaction.
Oh, I know what he...
Yes, sir. He said he had a bad reaction. Get here immediately. And I know myself, I didn't hear. It's 911. Call 911, hurry, something. I didn't get none of that. He had a bad reaction. Come to the house immediately.
So your testimony today is there was nothing unusual about that phone call at all to you?
I never said that, sir.
Well, was it or wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. You had never received a phone call like that before from Dr. Murray.
Not in that tone. No, sir.
What phone was that?
The tone that we heard in the voicemail.
You said that you had been to the house earlier that day?
1 a.m. in the morning, I believe the time, or 12 something when we was dropping Mr. Jackson off after the rehearsal.
Are you normally at that house during the day?
Yes, sir.
It wouldn't be unusual for you to be at that house at 12 o'clock noon?
In the afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
It wouldn't be unusual for Dr. Murray to call you first in the event of an emergency?
Could you re-ask that, please?
It would not be unusual if Dr. Murray were to call you first in the event of an emergency.
Would that not be unusual?
That was my question.
The problems, the negatives, and the use of unusual. Could you react, please?
Would it surprise you? Would it be strange for Dr. Murray to call you in the event of emergency at the house?
First? As the first person he called?
First.
Yeah, if Mr. Jackson's dying, it would.
All right.
To me, personally.
And it wouldn't be unusual for him to call you and expect you to be at the house at noon.
He could call me and expect me to be at the house. Yes, sir.
But on this particular day, you were not.
No, sir. I was not at that time.
I'm not at the
Are you being audited? Do you have several years of unfiled tax returns? Is the IRS sending you threatening letters or coming to your home or place of business? Hello, I'm Patrick Cox, founder of TaxMasters. At TaxMasters, we help solve your tax problems. Listen, don't take on the IRS by yourself. Our former IRS agents and tax professionals have helped many good people just like you. Don't wait any longer. Call right now to get started today. TaxMasters, we solve your tax problems. Call 800-581-0437.
To work, relax, and unfold, at a value that's simply refreshing. Courtyard, it's a new day.
When it comes to eggs, hard-boiled means hard work. Messy shells, broken whites, and you'll be peeling all night. Well, not anymore. Introducing Eggies, the fast, easy way to cook hard-boiled eggs without the shells. Just crack and pour in your egg. Boil it right on your stovetop. Then twist it open for a perfect hard-boiled egg every time. Look inside. Eggies cook your eggs just like a real shell. And the non-stick interior means the egg slides right out when you're done. And here's something neat. Because Eggies cook flat on the bottom, they're easier to decorate and eat. Now enjoy delicious deviled eggs without peeling a single shell. Fast and fresh egg salad sandwiches. Or simply slice an egg over a chef salad. Eggies make the perfect healthy treat that kids love to eat. You can even make healthy egg white eggs that are cholesterol-free. Look, peeling just one egg the regular way can take forever. But you can twist open 6 Eggies eggs in less than 30 seconds. And because you cook without the shell, you can add seasoning and ingredients before you boil. Plus, now you can even hard-boil healthy eggs from a carton. There's nothing else like Eggies. Watch again. Just crack, cook, and twist to enjoy delicious hard-boiled eggs just like this. And it's all dishwasher safe. Stop peeling all day and enjoy hard-boiled eggs the Eggies way. During this special TV offer, you'll get 6 Eggies for just $10. As a bonus, you'll get the Eggie Slicer. Just place and slice for perfect results every time. You're free. And here's something to get excited about. We'll send you a second complete Eggie system. Just pay separate processing and handling. This incredible value is all yours for just $10. Order now.
To order Eggies for $10 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-709-1348. That's 1-800-709-1348 or log on to geteggiestv.com.
Dr. Conrad Murray on trial. Dr. Cruz speaks with Sanjay Gupta about Murray's alleged behavior the night Michael died. 8 till 11 tonight, 9 Eastern. Here's the doctor with Michael Jackson. Actor and addiction survivor Tom Sizemore opens up the joy about Hollywood drug culture. Joy Behar, 8 till 11 tonight, 10 Eastern.
Michael Jackson's personal assistant on the stand being cross-examined by Conrad Murray's attorney. Let's listen in.
So not one of them works for security measures?
Fahim Muhammad, I'm not saying that they haven't done work for them in the past, but they weren't on security measures payroll.
When you left the hospital, ultimately left the hospital on June 25th, 2009.
Yes, sir.
Michael Jackson had died and you were done doing what you needed to do there. Where did you go next?
Well, we loaded into the blue Escalades.
Where was we?
Myself and security personnel who came with us.
Can you tell me who that was?
I know Fahim and Alberto for sure. The other gentleman, I'll be guessing.
And where are you heading? What was your plan when you left the
Our
hospital?
plan was just to drive and just to be a decoy, to make sure the family and the children got safe and no one really tailed them. We made a right onto, I can't think of which street we made a right on the right off the hospital. We made a right, and not too soon after, I got a phone call, maybe a few minutes, to say it was a detective saying come to the Carrier property.
All right, and when you say we, who was in the car with you when you did this?
I remember Fahim and Alberto.
Anybody else?
I don't remember everyone's name.
Now, when you made your statement to police on August 31st, 2009, 2 months after Michael Jackson's death, your statement with Alberto Alvarez and Fahim Muhammad?
That's the date.
Well,
That's the same. Commonplace.
well, where were you when you made your statement?
That's relevant. Where were you?
Well, I'm trying to work around.
No, I'm just ask a proper question. I think you can ask a different question. An office, a supermarket, at home, on the street. Was it one of those kind of locations?
Yes, sir. It was in an office.
In an office. Was it the police office?
No, sir.
And in the same office was Alberto Alvarez there?
That's the date. Meaning during at the time of the interview?
I think that's what it asked. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
No. No, sir.
Where was Alberto Alvarez when you were interviewed by police?
That's relevant.
What would be mentioned, you know?
No, sir, I don't know.
Did you go to this office with Alberto Alvarez?
Were we there at the same time?
Yes.
That's possible.
Why is it possible?
Because I believe he had his meeting there at the same office. Separately.
And what about Fahim Muhammad?
The same.
Same day.
I'm not sure what day, but it's possible that we crossed paths. We had several meetings in that office.
Possible?
Yeah.
Or did it happen? I mean,
Years ago. I don't remember.
prior to having this discussion with police on August 31st, did you have occasion to speak about the events of June 25th with Fahim Muhammad?
Did I have occasion? Yes, sir. That day, a few days after.
How about weeks after? How about months after?
Well, we actually reached out to authorities weeks after. The only reason it was held on August 31st is because it was postponed. That's when we actually had the meeting. That's when I met with detectives, but I was trying to get detectives a lot sooner than that.
Oh, that's interesting, but what I want to know is, did you speak?
Editorial comments are not appropriate for either party. So disregard any kind of comments. And remember, questions are not evidence, only the answers are evidence. Thank you.
Did you speak to Fahim Muhammad about the events on June 25th prior to talking to the police?
Yes, sir.
And did you speak to the events that happened on June 25th with Alberto Alvarez prior to talking to police?
Yes, sir.
At any point did the three of you speak together?
Not in person, except that day, June 25th.
What do you mean not in person?
We didn't all sit and have a meeting, the three of us, at the same place in the same location, sir.
Well, I didn't ask about it. I'm not asking you about a meeting. Make sure
Well,
I
I said in person. You asked why in person. I'm telling you, we weren't all three there physically.
Or did you make phone calls to each other?
It's possible. I don't remember a certain time where we have.
But it's possible.
It's possible.
When we saw the video of the phone, the iPhone, that was shown to us, did you make that video?
Yes, sir.
When did you make that video?
I don't recall. After detectives told me to hold on to every evidence and to take pictures of they knew Dr. Murray had called me, take pictures of it, do whatever you can to save it. I just decided just to video it, just to show I had it.
Well, did you take the video before you spoke to police officers? On August 31st?
Oh, yes, sir.
Did you take that video before August 31st, 2009?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, sir.
And who?
Johnson, a family company.
Who's searching for you? Go to MyLife.com and see if someone is searching for you for free.
There were people I couldn't find anywhere. I found them on MyLife.com.
Go to MyLife.com and see if someone is searching for you right now for free.
Make a cash call and ask for the do-over refi. If you refinanced your mortgage in the last 18 months, we'll redo it at 3.5% rate and APR up to $625,000 with no closing costs. Just call 877-890-CASH.
Can I schedule service anytime online? And you'll let me know when it's ready. How'd you do that.
Right now at Pep Boys, buy one tire for as low as $29.99. Buy 2 installed tires, get a free Pep Boys Express oil change. Buy 3 installed tires and get the 4th tire free after mail-in rebate. Pep Boys does everything for it. Beautiful mountain, clear water, a long history, and a bright future. Welcome to wonderful Jiangsu in China. Twin West is a country with the largest youth population as compared to the East countries. Please push the button. For more power to your global business. Investment journey. At Passages Malibu, we treat and heal the underlying causes of addiction so you can live a healthy, addiction-free life. This is not a 12-step program. This works. I should know. I was an addict for 10 years. Now I'm not. Call 888-958-CURE and end your addiction now. Dr. Conrad Murray on trial. Watch it all on HLN. Westerns are born in October. Every game of the division series and of the NLCS, all on one net.
We're on location today at the Chabot Space and Science Center in Oakland. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Barbara Rogers. And since we are here at the Chabot Space and Science Center, I am right now with Eric Hobble. He is the Education Manager here at the center. And thanks for coming by to chat with us. We've enjoyed our visit here today.
Great, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Well, what do you do as the Education Manager? You work with the schools, is that correct?
Yeah, I manage a staff of instructors that deliver school programs during the school year.
And how does that work? What is the school field trip experience like for kids who come here?
Sure, it's a lot of fun. It's an all-day experience for a class that comes up. They usually arrive about 9 or 9:30, get checked in by our field trip coordinator, and then they can do one of many things. They can take a class, a 90-minute class, and learn about space, astronomy, Earth, environment, through hands-on activities and engaging dialogue. And they can also see a full-dome planetarium show. We have one on Maya skies and one on the solar system. And then they can also explore our exhibits during their trip. We have, as you know, 3 main exhibits.
Yeah, how do you incorporate that into the whole experience?
Sure, a number of ways. The 2 of the exhibits are focused on space and astronomy. One's on the universe and the other is on space flight. And the third one is on climate science and energy science. And so our classes topically might cover, for example, the solar system. And so students will learn about the planet Mars in a class, and then they can go into the space flight exhibit and they can learn more about what it would take to send an astronaut into outer space. Or one of the classes that I teach and that the instructors on my team teach is on energy, renewable energy, and they build a Lego-powered solar car out of Legos, and then they get to run those against each other, and they learn all about the importance of renewable energy in the future. And then when they go to the climate lab, they can also learn about that same information. And we have scavenger hunt and kind of worksheets that will help students go through the exhibits should the teacher decide that he or she would like to have that extra part of the exhibit exploration.
Now, when are the classes offered?
We start again on September 21st, and in the fall they'll be offered Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Like I mentioned, arrive about 9:30 and usually stay till 2 or 2:30. And then starting in January, we're going to be opening up some Tuesdays as well. So then it will be Tuesday through Friday, January through June.
And what resources do you make available for the teachers?
They can go online, and we have the entire list of 40 some odd classes, including a spaceflight simulation in our Challenger Learning Center. And they can.
Spaceflight simulation. I want to do that.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. And they go to Mars, so we go to Mars twice a day here.
Oh, I want to. Can I get in there? Is it big enough for me?
Absolutely, we can take you in there.
And what do you have to do now to register for the visit?
You would contact our field trip coordinator. Her name is Charlotte Lim Yankwitz, and she would get you all set up. And you just would email her or call her directly.
And can class come more than one time in the year?
Absolutely, we encourage it. You know, a lot of times teachers will take a class based on the subject that they're teaching at the time. So if they have a space unit in the fall and an earth unit in the spring, they might want to take a class that's related to each of those different topics.
And you have programs geared to all the different age groups?
Absolutely. So from entering, actually we have a TIKES program, which is for our young students, 3 and 4 year olds. But then our main school classes are for kindergarten through 12th grade. So we have something really for every student.
Well, it sounds like a really, really fun and amazing place to be. What's been your your favorite thing about being here? You said you've been here 13 years.
13 and a half years, yeah. You know, I really love being here teaching science and our location. I mean, we have incredible telescopes that public can use on the weekends and the students get to see during the school day. And this beautiful forest that surrounds the facility that we take students on hikes, interpretive hikes in the Redwoods. So I think being here in Oakland, where I grew up, it's just a wonderful location and place for students to learn and explore.
Well, thank you, Eric Howell, Education Manager here at the Chabot Space and Science Center.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping by. I hope you'll be with us again the next time for another edition of Comcast Newsmakers. Bye-bye.
There are some things you just shouldn't say to a new mother, like, what's with the sweatpants?
Want me to just stay home and not in Polk County in a thong?
No! Dave, I'm not even... Do you have that? A new Up All Night, tonight at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
Introducing Wednesday's news ladies of justice. One big night.
Lick it!
Two bad ladies.
Stop calling me lady.
New Harry's Law, followed by new SVU. Tonight, 9 Central on NBC.
So you really set up and support my devices?
Oh yeah, we can do it anytime, online and over the phone, or if you want, in person. Whoa. I know, it's pretty cool. Plus, I set up your other devices to run on a secure wireless network. Really?
You're very good.
Introducing Xfinity Signature Support, your 24/7 personal tech help desk, offering home networking, PC tune-ups, virus removal, and more, all from one source. Visit Xfinity.com/signature support.
Welcome back to HLN's special report on Vinnie Politan, live in Los Angeles. Our live coverage of the trial of the man accused of killing Michael Jackson continues. Michael Jackson's personal assistant still up on the witness stand, still being cross-examined.
But you didn't take it at face value. You checked into it first to make sure that it was being reflected.
Yeah, I made sure it was. Yes, sir.
Who did you make sure with?
I either called Frank. I called one of his managers, either Frank DeLeo or Randy. I called some. I'm not sure who I called exactly, but I did call someone.
Do you remember making a phone call to Randy Phillips that night?
Very possible.
How about Dr. Tomei?
I don't think I called him that night.
Do you know of anybody calling him?
It's possible.
It's possible. Okay, thank you, Mr. Williams.
Sure enough, thank you. Redirect examination. Mr. Walter.
Mr. Williams, defense attorney asked you about Michael Jackson being driven to Dr. Klein's office.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when Michael would come out of Dr. Klein's office, I think you indicated sometimes you'd have, would it be a slower speech pattern?
That wasn't unusual. That wasn't every time, but I have noticed that before.
Okay. And what I referred to in this case is the iPhone voice recording. You heard that through news accounts of this case?
I'm sorry, iPhone news recording?
I'm sorry, the iPhone voice recording of Michael in what sounds like a very intoxicated state. You heard that
yes, sir.
on the news?
Yeah, it was on, yes.
Had you ever heard Michael in that extreme of a state?
Never I heard that extreme.
Was that shocking to you?
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but I was pretty extreme.
Okay, and you'd never heard him like that before?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further.
Morgan, thank you. Mr. Chernoff, recross.
Had you ever, in your capacity as assistant, had you ever called a person by the name of Sherilyn Lee for Michael Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Had you ever called Sherilyn Lee because Michael Jackson was sick?
I remember Fahim called her one time.
Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Because what? Because he was not feeling well.
Mr. Chernoff, you can hold it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Williams, do you know a man by the name of Jason Fiffer?
That's involved.
Same. 350, 352.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Chernoff. We redirect, Mr. Walgren?
No further questions.
Thank you. May Mr. Williams step down subject to recall, Mr. Walgren?
Yes, Your Honor.
Chernoff?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, give me a moment.
Yes,
Please
sir.
don't discuss your testimony or the facts of the case with any other witnesses until we finish the trial. You may step down and leave. However, you are to remain on call, and you're subject to recall up until the end of the trial if necessary. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You're excused. The people may call their next witness.
Thank you. May we approach, Your Honor?
You may.
All right, we've got a quick sidebar inside the courtroom. Sidebars, we can't hear anything, we can't show you anything. I want to let you know who we have with us. We got Gene Casares with us here in Los Angeles, along with Midwin Charles. Thank you both for being here. Midwin, interested in getting your take so far on what we've seen here in the first couple days. I think the prosecution's doing a great job, but that's just me. That's not you.
Well, I know you're the former prosecutor, and I am a huge defense attorney, but I have to agree with you. I think the prosecution came out of the gate swinging. I think the opening statement was flawless, but when you compare it to the defense opening statement, it was a little disjointed. They were all over the place, and I think one of the biggest mistakes they made coming out of the gate was they focused on Michael Jackson rather than telling us who was Conrad Murray as a doctor. They kind of glossed over that, but that was the gist, I thought, of their opening statement. I think that might have been a mistake.
Mike Brooks, where do you think we are right now in this trial? Because I believe the prosecution is doing a really nice job, and I think powerful stuff today. Opening statement, great. We're hearing from Michael Jackson, and he's coming across as very sympathetic. And Conrad Murray coming across, at least from my perspective, as someone that's interested in money, someone who's got a little bit of arrogance, and someone who doesn't look like he's 100% confident.
No, not at all. And I'm going to have to agree for one of the first times in a long time with Midwin Charles on the... Martin, write this one down, Benny, because, she and I are on both sides, on the opposite sides of the aisle most of the time, but I have to agree with her on the defense's opening. They were all over the place. And you know what? I find Ed Chernoff a little adversarial with the witnesses.
Yeah, that's interesting. Mike, we've got a new witness just taking a stand. Let's take everyone in line.
Let me provide you with some instructions, which are instructions I give to every witness in every case. The first of which is to please sit back and relax. The second of which is to speak in a loud voice so all of us can hear you. The third of which is to answer questions yes or no if it's called for, rather than using slang or which can be really tricky. And the fourth of which is to wait until you hear an entire question before you even start to answer it. In our daily lives, a lot of us are used to interrupting each other because we think we know what the answer is going to be before the question's asked. But in court, we need to wait for the entire question and then respond. Is that all right?
Yes.
Thank you. Direct by the people.
Thank you.
Mr. Walker.
Yeah, one more.
You may.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Muhammad, I want to take your attention back to June of 2009. At that time, where did you work?
For Michael Jackson, sir.
Okay. And what did you do for Michael Jackson in June 2009?
I worked as security for him.
I'm sorry?
I worked security for him. Security.
Okay. And in June of 2009, at that point in time, how long did you work security for Mr. Jackson?
Approximately 10 months.
And what were your responsibilities?
I was the chief of his security, so my responsibilities ranged from making sure his house was protected, making sure his children were protected, and making sure his day-to-day activities and movement was all safe and planned and mapped out.
And where did you operate out of? Were you generally housed in the trailer on site?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if Michael wanted to go shopping or something, would you be part of the planning and the transportation to do something like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And would you typically deal with Mr. Jackson directly, or would you deal with Mr. Jackson typically through Michael Amir Williams?
Typically through Michael Amir Williams.
And when you came on about 10 months before June 2009, did you come into employment as chief of security, or were you working in a different capacity, or
Driving.
initially as a driver?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you were you promoted to chief of security?
Yes, sir. Basically, yes, sir.
Okay. And were you working security then on basically a daily basis, and let's say from the period of April, May, and June of 2009?
Yes, sir.
Sometime around March of 2009, did you meet Michael Jackson's personal doctor, Conrad Murray?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you see that person in court here today?
Yes, sir.
Could you identify that individual, please?
Yes, sir.
Could you describe what he's wearing, please?
Gray suit, gold tie, looks to be blue shirt.
Indicating the defense, Dr. Murray. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Mr. Muhammad, where did you first meet or first see Conrad Murray?
At Mr. Jackson's house.
Were you ever introduced to him, or was it you just saw him around, or what was the circumstances when you first saw him?
I don't recall. I remember seeing him before I was introduced, but I do believe eventually I was introduced to him.
And then during these months of, let's say, April, May, and June, would you see Dr. Murray at the house with regularity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was that in the nighttime?
Yes, sir.
And to your knowledge, was he staying overnight just about every night during that period of time?
Yes, sir.
And would you see his vehicle at the location overnight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what kind of vehicle that was?
It was a silver 645 BMW.
Okay. Showing people's identification, is that the defense vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Have you dreamed of exploring the world? Paris, Budapest, St. Petersburg, Beijing. Experience dramatic landscapes and rich history in the easiest way possible on board the modern vessels of Viking River Cruises. You'll spend less time getting there and more time being there, relaxing and enjoying the destinations you've always dreamed of. Viking River Cruises, exploring the world in comfort.
You know us as Overstock.com, where you always find great savings on thousands of products. And that will never change, even though our name has. O.co, Overstock.com's new name.
We're America's natural gas, and here's what we did today. supporting nearly 3 million steady jobs across our country. Scientists, technicians, engineers, machinists, adding nearly $400 billion to our economy. We're at work providing power to almost a quarter of our homes and businesses and giving us cleaner rides to work and school. And tomorrow, we can do even more. Cleaner, domestic, abundant, and creating jobs now. We're America's natural gas. The smarter power today. Learn more at anga.us.
Imagine a place that's satisfyingly unexpected. A quiet moment out of the blue. Where instead of containment, you'll find contentment.
Save over $700 on a trip to gorgeous St. Croix with our fantastic flight promotion. To book, visit AmericanExpressVacations.com/St. Croix.
Welcome to St. Croix.
119 data points. This is what we can gather from an ordinary crash test dummy. 2 million data points. This is what we can gather from a Lexus crash test genius. When you pursue industry-leading safety, you don't just engineer breakthroughs in simulation technology. You engineer amazing.
Sometimes life can be, well, a little uncomfortable. But when it's hard or hurts to go to the bathroom, there's Dulcolax Stool Softener. Dulcolax Stool Softener doesn't make you go, it just makes it easier to go. Dulcolax Stool Softener. Make yourself comfortable.
At Passages Malibu, we treat and heal the underlying causes of addiction so you can live a healthy, addiction-free life. I should know. I was an addict for 10 years. Now I'm not. Read the Alcoholism and Addiction Cure and end your addiction now. This is not a 12-step program. This works. Call 888-964-CURE or visit PassagesMalibu.com to learn more.
We're not just broadcasting a trial. We take a trial like the Conrad Murray trial and we make it human. We emphasize the people. That's what I think HLN does better than anybody else.
Welcome back. Michael Jackson's head of security on the witness stand. Let's listen in live.
Rotation, and then I would take a break for a while and then come back in and leave the other security.
Okay. And is that what you did that night?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On that night, June 24th, 2009, were you able to observe any of the rehearsals?
Yes, sir, I did.
And from where were you able to observe the rehearsals?
A couple different locations, in the stands, on the floor, and it was actually a monitor that we can see the stage from in different parts. So about 3 different places I observed Mr. Jackson's performance.
Okay. And how would you describe the performance that night?
It was excellent. It was high energy. He looked pretty good.
Now, following, do you know what time you prepared to transport Mr. Jackson home that evening?
Yes, sir. It was around midnight.
Okay. And was it the same routine that you described?
Yes, sir, it was. The advance team would leave and, give us a clear route, and we would take the same route that they took back to the house.
Okay. And you drove?
Yes, sir.
And were you accompanied by Mr. Williams and
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Jackson?
Yes, sir.
At some point, either before leaving Staples Center or maybe en route, was a call made to Conrad Murray in your presence to make sure he was at the home?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know who made that call?
Michael Muir did.
Now, what happened when you got back to Michael's house at 100 North Carolina?
When we arrived back, there were fans. The fans, they would normally be us there. So we pulled to the gate, and he asked us to stop so that he can take some time to speak with his fans. So he spoke with his fans for maybe 60 seconds. As the gate opened, you could see the same vehicle parked in the same fashion.
Now, you just pointed to People's 11. You're referring to
Yes,
Conrad
sir.
Murray's?
Yes, sir. Well, as the gate opens, what you're looking at is a direct shot of the gate opening. So when the gate opens, that's what you see. So we see Dr. Murray's car there, and then we went ahead to pull around and park at the front door.
Okay. And you said he told us to stop to talk to the fans. Were you talking Mr. Jackson?
Mr. Jackson, yes, sir.
Okay. And you arrived around approximately 1 o'clock a.m.?
Yes, sir.
did you do then upon pulling in onto the actual property, the area shown in People's 11?
Well, the fans, they normally would give them gifts, letters, various items. So we would take the gifts from the car. Michael Lemire would get his door, and I would usually gather all the gifts along. If there was too much, other security would help out. And we would take the gifts and place them at his steps. And he would greet us before he went upstairs, good night, or whatever he would say. And then we would see each other off from there.
Okay. And is that what happened that night?
Yes, sir.
So things were carried into the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We carried the gifts into the house.
And left at the base of the stairs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then greeted each other good night?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then what'd you do?
And then we had a security debriefing for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. And then those of us that were relieved, we relieved ourselves and we went on home.
Okay. And were you relieved? Were you at the end of your duty at that
Yes,
time?
sir. I
Okay.
was.
You went home?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the next day then, June 25th, 2009, did you return to 100 North Carrollwood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And about what time did you return?
About 11:45.
And what did you do when you got there?
Same routine. When I got there that day, I came to the gate, checked on the guard that was facing the gate, went around, checked with the guards in the security trailers, asked basic questions of any activities going on, and at that time I left after that.
Okay.
AM or PM?
AM. Yes, sir.
And you said you left after that, you left the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so this is around noon?
Or was it you just saw him around, or what were the circumstances when you first saw him?
I don't recall. I remember seeing him before I was introduced, but I do believe eventually I was introduced to him.
And then during these months of, let's say, April, May, and June, would you see Dr. Murray at the house with regularity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was that in the nighttime?
Yes, sir.
And to your knowledge, was he staying overnight, just about every night during that period of time?
Yes, sir.
And would you see his vehicle at the location overnight?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what kind of vehicle that was?
It was a silver 645 BMW.